to start off by saying a little, not really story, but a little piece of a story. My son, when he was younger, elementary school or so, probably mid-elementary school, we're talking second to fourth, fifth grade, he had these quirks, these fidgets, these things he would do with his eyes, and with his neck and his look and his actions, repetitive little actions here and there. And we always noticed it, with the twisting of the head and the turning of the head and, whatever, with his mouth, nose, his eyes, that kind of stuff. And we always noticed it, my wife and I, and we were like, it's sort of odd. And it just seemed to progress as, years went on. And I believe it was probably fourth grade, was talking to our GP, general practitioner, primary doctor, and he was a good doctor, decent. And the comment, I said, this is my son, and brought him in, and what do you think? He said, I'm not sure. I could give you a referral for a neurologist to have him be seen, because obviously it's something deeper, neurological based or something like that was his guess. So I said, okay, schedule it, and it was like 2 months out or so. Within that time, I'm looking into this stuff, and I'm like, geez, he's so young, I don't want to be seeing a neurologist, because once you get labeled, because you thought it was maybe a mild like schizophrenia or something like that, just a mild case, and I was like, telling my wife, I don't know if I want to do that. So I started looking at things. I'm like, well, okay, we'll keep the appointment for now. I think it was 2.5 months out. But we have a month or so, 2 months, so that we can do something ourselves and try something ourselves, as a family. And I said, let's do dietary stuff right now. And if nothing changes, then we'll keep the appointment. If something changes, then we'll go with that for now. And this wasn't under the guide of anything else. I just looked into things a little bit. I was like, well, it's worth a shot. It's not going to hurt at all. It can only benefit. So what we did was we took away the major things, that are usually your basis for inflammation, that kind of stuff. So we took them off of dairy. We took them off of gluten. We stopped them with eggs. And then we're like, okay, we just learn how to eat like this, and we'll see what happens. Well, as it goes, it was very difficult to keep them away from the dairy, just because we didn't know much, and we had our lifestyle of how we ate and that kind of stuff. So we weren't real strict with that, but we really kept them away from eggs for the most part, and we kept them away from gluten. Real strict on gluten, because we found gluten-free breads, that kind of stuff. It wasn't as easy as it is nowadays. This was years ago, but we found it. And that was it. No gluten ever. And we read packages, we read stuff, and looked at it, and we discovered there's gluten in everything almost. There's gluten in suckers and that kind of stuff. So, but we were that adamant about it. We kept them off of it. And miraculously, it went away. All the spasms, everything went away. It was cleared up before our appointment. So I ended up canceling the appointment. I think 2 weeks beforehand, maybe a week before, I ended up calling and canceling. Said, I'll reschedule if needed. And I didn't tell him why. And that was that. So then, we never brought him into neurologist, but we never had to. So we did some, more trial and errors ourselves. And we thought, okay, well, it's gone. It's gone. It was a few months. So we'll let him start having some gluten here and there. We did, and the stuff started to come back slowly. Well, then we noticed if we took him off the dairy strictly, like we did with gluten, all of a sudden he was even better than he had been when he was strictly just off the gluten. And we were amazed. And so that was just a little preface to this that I want to talk about. So that's where my whole I guess deep dive into what else is out there that we're not being told or I'm not hearing. And so then I myself had some issues with some stuff here and there and that kind of stuff. So I saw a holistic doctor and we were going back and forth, and he's like, you know what you need? He's like, you got to get a red with near infrared light, a red light with near infrared light. And I'll say this right now, I do not get any money from anyone, from any company, that kind of stuff, for any products whatsoever. I get nothing, period. I'm just doing this because it was a great benefit to myself and my family. That's the only reason I'm putting this here. It doesn't matter to me what you think of any company on this. And I didn't really delve into a ton of them or dive into a ton of them. I only know the few I've tried. So the one I'll show here is by a company that the doctor had told me about, and he said he used it, and he said he saw benefits from it, and so I got one. And I'm so hesitant. I'm like, yeah, light is light. Yeah, the diet thing I see worked, and I saw it happen to my son, so I was a little apt to want to believe it, but I was like, so I got it, and it's expensive. It was expensive. And I was using it for like 3 weeks, and you had like a month trial period. And if you don't like it, you're not completely satisfied, you can return it and get your money back. So I had it for like 3 weeks. I saw nothing, no difference, and then I packed it up and returned it. That was that. It's like, all right, yeah, I felt like I was justified, I was right, because I saw nothing. And then I saw the doctor again months later, and he's like, so how was the red light therapy going? I said, well, actually, ended up turning, he's like, are you crazy? Are you insane? Why would you do that? I said, well, it's a lot of money, and I couldn't justify it right now. And he's like, oh, well, I don't know. He said, if you believe anything I've told you, he said, I'm just telling you with everything I can. I don't get anything from this, is what he told me. He said, you can go with this company or not. This is one I use, but he said, just find it somewhere, same place you got it from. I'd get one, I'd use it. He's like, because it doesn't happen overnight. You know that, Alan? You know that. It doesn't happen overnight. And I said, yeah, I know. That's everything. I mean, losing weight, exercising, financial wealth, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, yeah, I know it doesn't happen overnight. He's like, so just, if you can find it in your budget, I would definitely do that. So I was like, all right. I turned around, I did it. Got it again. So then I'm like, I'm doing it, for months, and I see nothing, but I don't know if it's really doing anything underneath, doing anything that I'm not seeing or feeling right away, but I'm like, whatever, I'm just going to go with it. I'm doing it for 12 minutes at a time and 15 minutes at a time. And all of a sudden, my wife's like, well, what is that supposed to do? And I told her the deal. She's like, I've had this real bad wrist thing. It's almost like a carpal tunnel, and it's been bothering me. And she puts on the braces and stuff. She's like, I'm gonna use it. I said, yeah, go for it. You should use it. I think my son should if he has an issue with his wrist, like he's talking. And I was just like, go for it. So she started using it. Within 2 weeks, it was clear. It was fine. And she's been struggling with this for like a month or so. And I was like, well, a little light bulb went off my head. I'm like, maybe there's something to this. And then I had this thing, my elbow, my right elbow, for I want to say probably 8 years, 7 years, and it was really sore. It's always been, never went away, never varied. It was just always extremely sore. Like if you're playing cards or games at the table, you set your elbows on it, and it was just gut-wrenching pain just to set my elbow, my right elbow, on the table. So I couldn't even put my elbows on the table to hold my cards and that kind of stuff. And I thought, you know what? I've had this, and the doctors did nothing for me for this at all. I'm going to start using this on the red. At least I'll use the red light on this. So I started using it, and within a month, maybe a month and a half, it was completely gone. It's never came back. It was amazing. Right then, I was like, all right, I'm sold. Even though I bought this thing, and I wasn't sure about it, it helped my wife. My elbow, this elbow thing, it's been bothering me for years. I am sold. I am so sold on this thing. So then I really started using it a lot more than I had been. And then my youngest had a huge wrist deal, and And then he put that up to the red light, just like my wife, voila, taking care of that. And then he also thought he had broke his thumb at a later date. And it was so bad. He said he couldn't even really grab it. And I'm like, well, it doesn't seem broke if you can move it, that kind of stuff. I said, we can bring in, get an x-ray if you really think it's broke. He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, or you can start using red light. And it was like force him to use the red light because he doesn't believe much in it. And it took a while, for him. But finally, that all came to also. That all got repaired just from using the red light, infrared light, non-infrared light deal. And I'm just saying it was miraculous how it fixed my elbow. I still can't believe it because it was years. And I've seen the doctors and they did nothing. Just took care of it. Boom. And it's been years since then. And it's never been back. It's been amazing. Anyways, so what is this? I'm just going to go over this. You can choose between waves of red light, near-infrared light, and now you can do both at the same time. And there's some that have another option with a pulsing near-infrared light, I believe it is. And so red light, I'm just going to go over a little bit on these things. Red light is absorbed by surface tissues and cells, leading to enhanced skin health and healing. All right? That's what red light is. And then near-infrared light is light that's invisible to the human eye and penetrates into deeper tissues, leading to enhanced recovery and inflammation support. So, all right. If you look into this, you look up any videos on this near-infrared light and that kind of stuff, you'll see very, very interesting and pretty miraculous stuff that these do. And I did that, and I still did not believe it until I benefited from it myself. So that's just why I'm making this video. You can take it for how you will. But and also, so there's a recovery mode. They're doing them both at the same time, so they call it. And so that's continuous red light. And that's the option with the pulsing near infrared light that boosts the immune recovery, healing, and regeneration process. So using the pulsing, they say the difference is the wavelengths is in the light spectrum that have been found to be the most beneficial to human, and they'll turn it on and off, like going into a room, turn the switch on and off. It's pulsing, so when it's hitting the cells, it's not a constant drive there, and that's they found great benefit from the constant drive from red light and near-infrared light. But they found doing pulsations, they found even more of a benefit, even more of a recovery, a faster recovery or a better recovery. At least that's what they found, so that's why they made it as an option on the newer machines. So I just want to say this, and I'm not sure if this has helped anything internally that I haven't seen or felt, like my elbow, my wife's wrist, my son's wrist and thumb. I have no idea. I don't know if it's doing stuff deep down that maybe I'll see, years down the road or months down the road benefit from. But what I am doing is I'm continuously doing this every day because I saw what happened to me personally, and I fought it. Like I said, I returned the first thing after I tried it for a few months, and I was like, or a few weeks, I was like, this is just ridiculous. And then I coaxed, talked into getting it again. I did. I'm so glad I did. I'm so happy I did. I wish that people could come over and use it all the time to do whatever they want to do to heal, to fix themselves. Because otherwise it sits there if I'm not using it. If people aren't using it at that time, it's just sitting there. But anyways, beyond that, I'm saying I wouldn't bet against it, that it hasn't benefited and it's not continuing to benefit things inside, structurally, cell-wise, that I haven't noticed or seen any benefits from. Because, it takes years to get something built up within you that could be detrimental to you, or something built up in you that can be extremely great for you. Whether that is building your health back or denigrating your health, destroying your health. Taking your your weight down, gaining more and more weight, getting less and less healthy, takes some time, and getting rid of weight, building up that muscle, getting more fit, more athletic over time, that takes some time. So like I'm saying, I don't know if there's that benefit happening, but I'm saying I wouldn't bet against it. So what is this thing I'm talking about? I'm going to try to just reach it without getting too much out of the camera here. It's just, this is all I have. This is called the Joovv KOV Mini, and it's on a stand. This is an older model. The newer model, like I said, has the pulsing, which I wish I had, the pulsing light, but I don't have that. And as of now, this has been tremendous benefit. Like I said, they're not cheap, but if they benefit you, they will become priceless, because to me, it wasn't cheap. But the benefits that I've received in my family, just those little things, it's become priceless, because over years, I got no relief, no fix from the doctors from being seen for it. And it was always there, and always a horrible deal to have. Yes, just a little elbow. What do you say? Just don't put your elbow on this table. I know there's a lot more people suffering from a lot worse things, but it sucked. And that's why it wasn't the first thing I thought of to put in the red light. But once I thought of it, I put it there, and it's gone. It's amazing. That's how big of a deal it is. It's gone. After years of having it, it's taken care of. So I am just saying this. Like I said, I get nothing from this at all. But I do hope someone gets something from this. I do hope someone will look into this, and if they see a benefit for it, I would say go for it. I mean, look into it. If you want to send some questions or comments, I'll try to, give you what I can. I'm not a doctor. I have no medical degree. All I know are the things I've read, all the doctors and research that I've been through, the doctors that I've met over the years, and all the stuff that I've done for myself. And that's why I'm on here. I'm just saying, hey, do what you can for yourself. And if you can't afford it, I understand completely. Like I said, I returned the first one. But if you can, if you have a bunch of you, a group of you, and one person says, hey, you know what, I'll hold it. If we all just go in and get it, we all can use it, that's something. That's something. Or an organization. It might be a church. It might be, some sort of thing for the county, the community for the county, the little township, whatever. Maybe not. I'm just saying. But anyways, I want to thank you for watching. If you like, subscribe, share, that kind of stuff. And as always, stay vigilant. Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your health, and protect your wealth.